Welcome to the Pearl Hill Crawford Memorial Library Board of Trustees meeting Tuesday, June 28th. We will start off with a Pledge of Allegiance.
That's not part of the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm busy pledging to the TV.
I'm trying not to fall over, so we're doing well here.
All right, so we will do a review of meeting minutes of May 24th.
Do we have a new set of the, having addressed Ed's concern? Is
No.
there a new set, or?
We'll make that change.
Oh, okay, and then it's like voted on next month with the,
No, it'll
no?
be sent in as amended.
Okay.
So I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay,
I knew
I'll
this
second.
one.
any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I abstain.
Yes.
One abstention.
All right, so then we'll move on to the executive session meeting minutes of Tuesday, May 24th. The only correction that's been brought to our attention is when it gets down to the board discuss director's contract, Ben Craver, motion to approve, we're looking to add only 1-year contract after that. That will be the amended, would be only 1-year contract,
Right.
and everyone.
Thank you, Ed. Me again? Okay, motion to approve.
Approve as amended.
Approve as amended. Thank you.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Abstain.
There. All right, so the next part is reorganization of the board. We have, Pat has retired off of the board and we regretfully are accepting the resignation of Nicole. She'll be moving out of state.
Who says we have to accept it?
I said regretfully, regrettably.
Okay.
I don't really want to, but, so thank
Well,
you
if
for
I
your
wasn't moving, I
time.
would stay.
Kind of hard to, that'd be a long commute.
You have to be a Dudley resident.
Yes, yes.
Where you going?
Kansas.
Kansas. Oh,
Yeah.
that's gonna be a Jayhawk.
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations.
So, and we welcome Richard back to the board.
Yeah, it's like a
for
bad penny.
From a brief hiatus off of the board.
Thank you.
What brings you back, Richard?
Vote of the Dudley population. I guess the vote of Dudley electorate saw fit to put the old dog back in the harness, I guess.
What was your reason for?
I missed it. Maybe overstating it a bit, but I think the library is going to become increasingly important in terms of Dudley's future, if you will. The schools are struggling. I don't think there's any doubt about that or any ambiguity there. Dudley represents the singular cultural activity, if you will, in the town that is multi-generational. I look at the parks over here and with the yellow tape and the caution signs, and we're going to have something in the way of a play space, or at least something for the kids. And I think certainly that's something that the town needs and has been lacking.
Well, we welcome you back.
Well, thank you.
So the next part would be nominations for positions on the board. Yes.
I would nominate the returning veteran who has served before
Yes.
and would have a kind of a better perspective, I think, and give us a fresh look. Does that sound right? If he's willing.
I think more stale than fresh, but well, If willing for what? I didn't get the front part of that, if there was a
To
title
chair,
attached.
yes, you'd be willing
To
to
chair, I was
chair.
gonna say, we are looking at the chair at the moment.
Uh,
I'm like putting you on the spot.
Yeah, I guess I am. I'm a little surprised by that. I had thought I could kind of ease into things somewhat, and it looks like the glide path is accelerating here. If you so wish, but I would have to spend some time with the current chair in terms of trying to figure out where, things have happened.
Yep.
Major epidemic, if you will. It's obviously
Sure.
tilted the table considerably, so we'll have to see how we've got things are going and they're organized. I do, or have been serving as vice chair on the planning board. I don't know the time requirement, but I won't say no, I guess.
Quick, I'll second it.
I think I've been set up.
Never,
That was almost too quick.
I never want anybody to change their mind.
You should have seen when Kathy offered to be secretary for a year.
Yeah, right.
Offered?
Oh, that's how we do it.
Regrettably.
So it's been motion and seconded. All in favor? Aye.
Abstain.
Okay. I like that.
Excellent.
Thank you so much for
Yes, thank you.
So, so you will chair. So I guess the question would be, is do you want a vice chair, a co-chair, a chair? How, like, in the past, how,
Well, I
don't
think
know
our
what your-
bylaws refer to the terms interchangeably, vice chair and co-chair, if I'm not mistaken. Chairperson or co-chairs are the presiding
I
officers.
don't
No,
know.
it doesn't use vice, so it is co-chair. So I suspect it would be best that we have a co-chair should some.
I thought we were vice. Because I was vice, because I was about to correct that, because I was coach.
Okay, in lieu,
think I
then
am
in section 2.2, it does say vice chairperson
Yeah.
or
I was gonna say.
co-chairpersons may
I
preside.
think
it's
we can
gonna
choose.
choose.
Yeah,
Which is
well,
why
it
she's
depends what they
asking.
want to do,
Right.
because
Yes,
Pat and I
how you
did
In
co
which case, I would nominate Mr. Craver.
there you go.
as vice.
Second.
Now,
We didn't
you and I
rehearse.
have to work on this one.
We didn't rehearse that.
Yeah, really. No, I will be
Accept
vice.
them. Okay.
And who's vice? Sorry.
Ben.
Ben.
Okay, Ben accepted. Okay,
Yes.
that's
I
seconded
did.
by Ed. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
right?
Very quickly.
Yeah, really?
We need to vote that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for her.
Go
to-
ahead.
We gotta be nice to Kathy. We don't want her quitting on us.
Yes.
She needs to be able to.
Because then we're
handle
gonna run
the
out of
action.
people spots here.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous.
Yes.
Yahoo.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Why, thank you.
Congratulations.
Right.
And
Up to
I am nominating Kathy.
Unanimous.
I am nominating Kathy for secretary to continue in the role.
I prefer not to at this point. Thank you. I decline the offer. Thank you.
Okay, well, Mr. Bazinet, I'm nominate you for secretary. I wanna take time off from any position. I've been doing
I
this.
can understand that.
Yes,
My only
I do not.
question is my hearing ability. So it may be questionable, but
Well,
when we get a new person in here, we can always shift again.
Can we table it, or do you need to?
I mean, we have no one left.
Yeah, that's it. It's just you.
Thank you, yeah, thank you.
I would have.
But, yeah.
I was planning to.
And some
Yes.
secretaries have done it from the recordings.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you can, the recordings hit YouTube the same day, so you can always listen to the
That
recordings.
is how we have had
Yeah.
some.
Yeah,
that-
I've gone back and looked at recordings.
Yeah.
Yep. You can turn up the volume.
And there's always closed captioning too. Right? I think YouTube,
Yeah.
Oh, it's-
YouTube usually makes closed
Oh, on
captioning. You just
YouTube?
have to be careful because it's not always the
Well, it may be interesting.
Autocorrect would.
Yeah, that's
Which
that's
is
the
what I
question.
do, I autocorrect anyway.
So with Nicole leaving, we will have an open seat on the board.
Wait a minute,
And-
what are we doing with secretary before we
We
move on?
did-
Oh, I'm sorry. So
Because you
I
nominated,
motioned,
he's not sure, so do we second or do we?
Well, is there a
wait
second?
for-
I will second Ed. What's good for the goose is good.
yes, all men.
I'm gonna say the
leading
guys are
board.
getting
I
really
like
reindeer. So, we got a motion and a second.
that. All
Have a
right,
vote.
all in favor?
Aye.
Now, are we completing today's with the current?
Yeah.
We're not gonna,
It's all you guys after this.
Thank you.
It's all you guys.
All right, so
Okay.
Ed, you accept, correct? I'm not, Kathy was
I
asking,
didn't
have
have
you?
much choice.
Right, Kathy has to write it if you accept or not.
Yeah.
I accept
Okay.
at the moment,
Reluctantly.
yeah. See how long I
On
last.
it off on someone else.
The good news is most people are out of masks now, so I
little
can
easier
start
to hear.
reading
Reading.
lips again.
Some of us are going to be outliers. You'll get used to
Reading.
not seeing me from here down.
That's why I have to.
I took my mask off and a week later had COVID again.
No.
So my doctor was like, it goes back on and it stays there.
Poor thing.
All right. So we're good there?
We're good there.
We're good there?
Good there. And we did all unanimous.
Anonymously? Well, maybe that too.
Unanimously, yes. So here are the,
Do we need to do the vacant? Do we
Yeah,
have
your-
any
your
letters?
Oh.
of interest?
Letters of
I stopped you and then.
Yeah, you
I
did.
did, sorry about
Stop
that.
me. Letters of interest for the open seats on the board. I don't currently, have not received
Okay.
any currently. Have any been received at the
I
library?
have spoken to one person who said she was going to write one.
Okay.
Nicole, I don't know if you
Nicole, do you
talked
know?
to
She
your.
said she was going to write one. I sent her
Okay.
your email.
Okay.
And then the selectman's email.
Yeah, I spoke to, like I
So-
said, I spoke to one person, she's a younger mother, who was interested and was going to
Cool.
get me a letter, but I.
And once we get the letters, what we did last time or
Well, I was
prior
gonna say,
years
if we
is-
only get one, then.
Yep.
No,
Then the
there may be
one
more
we
than
get.
one though, I
There
think.
should be
So
two.
We would have them both come in and meet
Yeah,
with them before.
But I did, the woman who came in to speak to me, was also looking at her time commitments, so she, you know, I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah. So the one that I've spoken with says that once a month and emails
Okay,
is great, and like even though it's 6:15, she'll make it work.
yeah, so it's just a matter of getting that.
I'll prod
that
her a
letter
little,
of
yeah.
information.
I'll send her a message and she'll be like, "Hey, they're waiting on
And
you."
I'll check, like I said, I'll check in with the other one, I spoke to her last week, so I'll
Yep.
check with Katie
And
and see.
I don't know if I've given you her phone number, but I
think
will,
you
so
did.
that you can
It's,
reach out.
I have a note,
Yeah.
my desk is currently buried, but there's a note talking about,
And I'll make sure
possible
if
boards.
I haven't gotten you her information, I'll get it to you.
Not me, Richard.
Ah, yes.
We'll go
To
to
Richard.
Richard.
That's right.
Not me.
Yeah, we need contact
with that.
information.
Yes.
Priscilla, do you have current email address for me?
yes, I believe so, but I am going to redo, now that we know who officers are, I have to redo the
Redo
board
everything,
contact
yeah.
info and
Okay,
send it out.
thank you.
So that's,
Oh, and you do that?
I do this. It's just, it may happen by the end of the week,
Okay.
depends on how many kids we have in the library to
Okay, well, thank
And
you.
Nicole, how many years left did you have on your term?
She has one.
Do I have one?
Yeah, I
Yes,
asked
one.
Michelle. I
Yes,
asked
because it was
Michelle
3
her
years,
term
so this would be.
to double check.
So this person would be, well, either way, the person would be asked to fulfill this year
Right.
and then run, and if you had had 2 years left, that would be running for a 2-year position. But since it's your last year anyways, that person would be running for a 3-year position. And it is a joint appointment by us and the Board of
We
Selectmen.
recommend and they appoint.
And they usually,
Yeah, no,
they've never had a
Michelle,
problem with it.
Michelle
No.
said whoever the heck the board and I wanted. She
Yeah.
was like, just tell me who to put on the agenda. I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's
But I
all, you
mean,
just
they-
go in front of the board. and
Right.
stuff.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Yeah.
We've done it before.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just finding someone.
Nothing new, nothing new.
Took some time to find
All right,
someone.
so I have a thank you card that the board received, and I was gonna hand that around so that everybody gets to read that. And the 23 meeting schedule is what I just gave everybody, and I don't know if there's any conflicts, if that is doable.
I'll pass it along, or,
Yeah, I don't know if we need to do that after, just sign Pat's letter. Can we just?
We can do
I
that.
can't
Yeah.
remember when Rosh
Thank you.
Hashanah and Yom Kippur are. Just have to check those.
Oh.
And we've been known to say no to the December one. but we
Yeah,
can-
I know.
We can play that in
Yeah.
November.
Yeah, I don't, off the top of my head, it looks fine. I'll just, if I discover there's a conflict with the Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, I'll let you all know appropriately.
December is just a couple days after Christmas, which is on Sunday.
Yeah, I would say that one. I think we
December
should
is the
discuss
only
now.
one that we
We
typically.
usually, yeah, in
Do we
November
need
we
to
kinda
wait
say,
until then?
let's-
I think, I believe way back when, going back into the memory banks, I think we moved January a little forward to.
We have done that too,
Cover
that
We've
too.
kind of
Yep.
worked it in the middle, and it usually depends what the director says, we need to meet, or we
Yeah,
can
there's
wait,
nothing,
you know,
yeah.
we take your advice.
Do we want to decide tonight, or we want to wait?
Wait till November.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think, I mean,
Okay.
Yeah, October, November, we can.
Okay,
get a better
Can we
sense
look
of
at
what's
that?
going on.
sure.
It's a little, June is a little.
So this will be forwarded to the town clerk.
Yes, and then I supposedly am going to have access to the calendar on the website.
Ooh, nice.
I'm supposed to get that next week.
Wonderful. About
Which
time.
I can already edit, if you haven't
no,
been
you're
on
not
the
signing
new
anything,
town
you're
website.
reading. This
There is
thing.
like a
You don't have to-
placeholder
no,
page for
it's
the
a thank you.
library that says, here's our mission statement, and here's our website, and here's
Yeah.
where we are on Facebook and whatever, but I can already edit that, but I asked today if it was possible to put things
So
on the.
that would mean you're updating or indicating our meeting.
I would be able to
times
put
in
the
calendar.
trustee meetings on the calendar myself, and if they
the
changed,
Agendas for other bodies are usually posted.
yeah, I
on
don't
the
know
website.
if I will be able to upload documents, I haven't been told that yet, but at the very least, I can put things on the calendar.
The agendas typically
Oh, the
are on the
agendas. Well, she
town
posts, you
website.
post them at the library.
Yeah.
Right, but I mean, on the website.
Yeah, no, most
If people,
departments,
you know,
Oh,
the town is trying to get people as
Yep.
much as possible to use the website.
Yeah.
And obviously, you don't have to go to the library to find what's on the website. Who is
But-
it that you're dealing with, though? Who's the deciding?
well, part of it is that because the library's on a different network, so if you're coming from in town hall, you're on the same network.
Right.
And so there are things that just you automatically have access to, but because we're on a different network, they have to patch me in, and I think it's more that they forgot that I might want.
I guess I'm gonna come back on that again. Who's the they?
Well, so there's an outside company that was
Outside company?
contracted
Oh,
with,
that,
and
These are the
then
guys over next to Delray Docks in Webster?
I have no idea who they are. I just know that I have an email address that I send. Like I sent the basic text
Okay.
for the library here to.
But what have you been doing up till now before that? Who was your contact person at the town hall?
Debbie.
Okay.
Deb Thibodeau was previously the person that we dealt
Right,
with, and now
okay.
we have this company that
think
we
it
have
might be a
like
guy by the
support
name
and
of
everything
Lucas.
for.
Perhaps.
No, it is not Lucas.
Not Lucas.
It is not Lucas. He is not doing the web design. He
Hmm.
does the IT stuff, but that's different from the web design. It's an outside
If there's
company.
some way in which we could be more closely linked to what's going on here as opposed to having that separate entity.
Yeah, well,
whatever it is.
it's nice that we now have like I said, we now have a placeholder page for the library that I can update and I can
Okay,
edit the
but it
information on.
doesn't sound like we're fully connected.
No, because we can't be,
We can't be.
because we need our catalog. We need to be able to
Okay.
connect to the catalog, and that is not a functionality that the town
Okay.
website
They don't allow
supports.
that space
That's
to
a
be-
whole different, that connects to a whole different server, a whole different
Oh,
everything,
okay.
so
We're
that's
just
why we're
trying
on
to
a
Get a
different.
better handle or understanding
Yeah,
of how
that's
that
why we're on a
connects.
different network, but it's a start that we have if you go to the Town of Dudley website now, there is a thing that says library, and you click on it, and pops up a
Okay.
page that says, here's the information about the library, here's when we're open, here's the library's official Facebook page.
So that listed
Or-
under
and
town
official-
departments now?
I mean, we were listed in there, but we didn't have an actual separate page on the town website. There was nothing that you went to that said, here's information about the library, so now we have that. And then
Okay.
there's a link on that that sends them to
I was
the,
just gonna say that there's a link.
to crawfordlibrary.org that says this is the official website with our calendar and all that stuff.
Thank you.
So, but like I said, I'm supposed to be getting permission
Oh,
to,
we'll check
I
back
talked
on
to
that
Debbie
later.
today, and she was gonna get me whatever she has to do to get me on the list.
All right, so we're gonna skip over 4, and we're gonna go to 5. MLA is here, so I don't wanna make you stay for. But Richard, you're gonna wanna give Joanne your email address so that she can CC you.
Okay.
on all the things that,
Just switch.
yeah. I'm done, yay!
No. Madam Chairman, I have a little.
It's now Richard.
And by the way, Joanne, Kylie and Joe were like, is Joanne there? Did she make it okay? Is everything okay? And I was sitting there going, she's here, she's fine.
Okay.
They were very worried, apparently.
Well, I had a dead battery.
Yeah.
I was trying to be here early this time, so I left all this
I think
extra
it's
time,
first.
and then I had a dead battery, but Kylie helped me with those
I
jumper.
missed all of that. No, I mean, this is what my problem is gonna be. You're gonna have to give me your playground voice.
Okay. Okay, sorry about that.
Oh, it's
So
okay.
I was
Okay.
frozen.
So let's see. Where we're at is we're completing the construction documents. We're just about ready to go out to bid. I've got the drawings here. I didn't think you would necessarily want to see the drawings, page by page, but you're welcome to look at them and I can send them to you. But I do have a handout that kind of goes through a few little tweaks that we made since the last time, I'm going to take this one and I'm going to just give you this to pass around.
You killed a couple of trees here. Yeah, excuse me, you
Sorry about that.
said just about ready to go out to bid. What
Yes.
does that look like on the calendar?
On the calendar?
Yeah, a
Uh,
couple weeks, a month?
So, our intent is to get this out to bid maybe tomorrow. And
That's just about.
we've been working hard at it. And we'll give the contractors 3 weeks to bid. And there'll be probably, a period that you'll all review the bids and take a look at them, and we'll help go through that and choose a contractor, and depending on their schedule, might be able to start in August. Construction.
We hope,
Don't
maybe.
know, but so that's what that looks like. Just as an update from last month, I think the day after your meeting, the geotechnical people, the testing company was coming by to do test pits.
They dug lots of holes and they would
Yes.
not let me play with their little mini excavator thing. I was very annoyed.
Yeah. So we've been in contact with them. We actually do have their final report. I sent that to Drusilla. Sorry, Joyce, I forgot to rush to copy you, but I can send that, or Drusilla could send that.
Yeah,
over.
I'll-
Yeah, Priscilla should send it to all of us.
I'm attempting to send it right now and the laptop
Yeah.
just froze.
Oh, okay.
But it will get to you.
Right. So it's great to have their information. We talked to the engineer. We've talked between the structural engineer and the geotechnical engineer to make sure that our footing details are right, and they found that the material that's on site will be able to be reused.
Awesome.
So we're trying not to
Yep.
take anything off the site. That's very expensive, when you have
Good,
to
yeah.
excavate and take things off the site. So that material can be reused, as sub bases.
When did you send this?
Today.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't get it until like 5:30 because
I'm
I was
sorry.
out of the
Yeah.
office. No, I wasn't in my office, so that's why I was trying to send it now.
Yeah.
And it is.
Or we could have Kylie or Joe send it back to Drusilla. So we've, been coordinating with the engineers to make sure that these drawings have as much information as possible, so that the contractors have a good idea of what they're dealing with. Despite all the rocks out there, it looks like there's enough depth,
Awesome.
generally, except for maybe in one small area.
Yeah.
So we're sort of, so now we know about that. And of course, who knows exactly, when they get out there, what they're gonna find, but, we have a, better sense of
Yeah.
what we're dealing with, and, that report will certainly help the contractors understand what they're dealing with to give us the, a good price. We've also, decided, that all the boulders that we do excavate, we'll just keep them on site and move them around the site. So, we won't need to ship, there's no reason to take them off site. Yes.
Madam Chairman, if I may, I confess I kind of skipped ahead to page 8 on this. It's, as it states, as noted above, we recommend that the owner carry a contingency to address any large boulders / bedrock may be encountered during construction. Have we that contingency built into this project?
I
Or
guess
what
we
would that
we
be
can
in terms
talk
of-
about a contingency. I mean, generally, when you are in construction, you want to have some
Mhm.
number.
Yeah, I think the budget that
It
we had
was
originally come up
originally- I
with.
thought
we
the
had
original
built
budget-
in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
okay, yes, there is a 20%, which is huge, I mean, pretty big. So there is a contingency. I won't skip ahead quite yet to that.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
No, I skipped ahead
Yeah.
myself to page
I
8.
saw- Yeah, no
He
problem.
likes to know how the book ends.
Yeah. You read the last page
Well,
first.
that's usually where the interesting part comes in.
So let's see. So if we want to go through there, so Drusilla,
Just
when
wait
was
till I
the
get the writing.
sculpture discussion gonna happen?
Well, I know you have it in here
Yeah.
on the second page, so I figured that was a perfectly good time to
Okay.
discuss it.
All right, maybe just we'll go on the first page. It's called the overall site plan. Just to talk about how that's a little bit different from the last time you saw it. We adjusted locations a little bit. Let's see, the main grass. Are you familiar with the plan and everything? Sorry, just curious.
In a very
I gave
general
him a
sense.
very quick walkthrough.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did try to watch the last meeting, but it was a little tough to follow the
Oh,
the visuals
Yeah.
on the screen.
yeah. I'm sorry, I don't have
No,
a
no,
colored
I'll-
plan.
I'll deal with my ignorance.
Okay, actually, there's one sheet here that probably is the most helpful, which would be this one. So generally, like, this is the library building, right? This is the
Mhm.
parking lot, this is the site. So we're gonna have a new path from the children's room door, a concrete path that will go along the side of the building. And we're gonna put a new crosswalk. It'll be handicap accessible across the parking lot. We're actually reducing the width of the
We had it at
parking
the
Right,
corner.
there's a couple of parking
We
spots.
now
but-
have
And we're
a
making
bunch of
this a
police
one-way. It's currently a two-way. And basically, we decided to do that because if you look out there, there's an existing sort of really gravelly slope that looks like you can kind of see some outcropping of rock right along the parking lot. And so, since we wanted a sidewalk at the head of this line of parking, we thought that because you could already see the rock, that it would possibly require additional excavation if we kept the curb line where it was,
Mhm.
and having to excavate into that slope. So we actually pulled the existing curb 4 feet away from where it is, reducing the width of the parking lot. And in order to have parking spaces that are the correct size and the drive aisles are the correct size, we changed the roadway system from 2 ways to 1 way. So now you go this way and out.
Okay.
I think people thought most people don't use this, come in
Which
this way.
You mean
The exit? No,
Yeah.
that's, it's
Yeah,
not.
it's the one
It's
way
one
out.
way.
Right,
the,
so.
off at Schofield, it's one way.
No,
Well,
that's
behind
the
the
side of the
library.
building.
Behind
Behind
the
the
building.
building.
Nobody, I don't think
Back.
anybody goes around it.
Nobody.
Yeah, that's what.
I do.
I
go out
The
that-
public very rarely.
Yeah, no, it's very
Yeah, they
rare.
always
I
do.
go out that way every day so I can check that nothing strange is happening
I
on
do
the back of the
same
building.
thing. I do the same thing, just to check the
Well,
back of the building.
you still
but
can go out
to
that
go out-
way.
Yeah, it's to go out.
Yep. Yep. So the impact that had on the parking spaces is that it made the parking spaces along the new park to be compact size spaces. They're 9 by 18, I think. They're still nice sized parking spaces. We did add a handicap space on this side, so you know, so there's
So some that are
closer.
compact, some that are handicapped, and some that are full size.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, and so, sort of the main, I guess, entrance into the park area is this access. These are steps, 5 steps up into to the park area. They're granite steps. The gray is concrete sidewalk. This is the accessible path, right? It's less than 5% slope, so it doesn't need to have any handrails, but it's still accessible. We're keeping, you know, most of the area green and planted and keeping all the big boulders where they are. Just creating some paths so you could walk around the space. And there's gonna be a central lawn area with a pergola, like a trellis sort of, like, so if you have little events, lawn seating, and the paths are gonna be a stabilized stone dust material, which is a natural stone. It's not loose, it's binded with a urethane binder, so it's still permeable, but it's not loose. Generally, that's it. We're, you know, creating a little reading circle with the existing boulders here. These are actually relocated boulders. These are existing boulders, these light ones. So this area, it'll all be planted and sort of little stepping stones through it, so kind of a nature area. Up front, like up, when you come up the steps you turn left, there's gonna be a children's picnic table there, some children's gardening boxes, an adult picnic table, and a higher gardening box or planter box for adults.
Like, we have water in there?
Yes, so there'll be a water spigot here. The planting will be irrigated.
Okay.
The pergola will have outlets in it, so for future power.
Yep.
And there will be one light
To match all of the other lights.
Right. The area will be fenced, so there's an aluminum mesh fence along the front here, which is only 4 feet high. Your neighbor, the neighbors on the side will have a wood fence, a solid panel wood fence, 6 feet high, and along the back there'll be the same wire mesh grid fence here. And then along this side, there's some existing tall evergreen arborvitaes that create a natural screen, so there's not gonna be any fence there.
And a wall. There's also like a
Yeah.
wall on that side, so.
Yeah, there's a wall there.
So,
Some
one
light.
light, my first question is just one light?
Well, there's already a couple of streetlights over on that side, so we're just adding the one.
Well, and that's
What
in addition
kind-
to the smaller lighting.
Well, that's
we
what I'm
already-
Oh,
saying,
yeah,
it's
no,
one
one
light.
street light.
Yeah,
One of the big parking lot
Oh.
lights.
yeah, because we voted for like the shorter, so throughout there should be those shorter black
So we
lights.
don't have that,
No. Oh.
no.
Why is that?
I think I thought in my memory that we weren't gonna do that, but,
Oh, no, we were gonna
Oh.
do that.
We didn't pick the
Okay.
lights.
Yeah, we picked them, I thought,
Yeah.
Drusilla had, I think sent us, didn't Drusilla, was it Drusilla or was it
Yeah, Drusilla
Joanne?
passed the
Who-
pictures
who
around
passed
at
the
a meeting and
pictures? Wasn't it you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
found
I
some
thought we
lights.
had found something we really liked that she
Okay.
picked.
I'll look back.
Shorter.
Yeah, they were.
Yep.
So,
They
yeah,
were
they
the
were
smaller
short
ones,
lights, I
yeah.
know they were short lights, I guess I thought that, whatever, that the one light would mostly be kinda like for security, that you weren't gonna be lighting it for
We said no to
walking.
big giant spotlights and
Okay.
yes to the
Yeah,
smaller.
so the one light that would be over there would be another one of the same lights that's around the perimeter of the parking lot.
Yeah,
You know,
this
the
one
base-
was gonna match, so this is sort of at the top of the,
match all the others.
And that'll be on, just like when the rest.
When the
it'll be
others
on
come
the-
out,
It'll be on the
yeah.
same thing,
Yeah.
yeah, gotcha.
They were very
Will this
simple,
be-
they weren't
Will
fancy.
it be a lock on this? or-
yeah, it'll be a lock, it's a lockable gate,
Okay.
But the fence is only
4 feet high.
4 feet high,
Right.
so.
But I mean,
Well,
we've-
locks only keep out the honest
Yeah,
people anyway.
right.
Yeah, but we've never had, the teenagers like to sit over there, they literally sit on the rocks and read books.
Okay.
I have watched them, so I'm not worried about the teenagers vandalizing.
We have
Wasn't-
really chill
that wasn't
teenagers
my
in Dudley.
concern. It's just anyone in general.
I thought we chose gnome lights, right? Different colored gnomes.
That would be
So
cute.
someone's had it,
I
they
don't
shipped
think so.
colors
Was
during the.
Was it the
yeah.
troll that chose the gnome lights?
Are
you trolling?
He's already trying to get out of his new job.
I see.
Yeah, Joanne, if you can't find that, let me know and I'll look back
Okay,
and see
yeah,
what I
I'll look
have.
back, for that.
So my next question was going to be, I noticed you had storyboards in here,
Yeah,
and is that, like, that we got a grant for that?
right,
Mhm.
yep.
So is that, you're just showing that for placement,
For placement, yeah. I
not
think we have it.
cost?
So, right, so, our contractor will,
Install?
well, the idea, so they will, so this is the way we thought about it, that our contractor would purchase them and install them, but in the bid form, we're gonna ask him, how much is that worth? So, we'll know
That
how
could
much
be-
we can
Yeah, okay.
deduct, or you'll see, you know, how that, you know,
Yeah, so it
contrasts
could
with
come out of a
the
different
grant.
funding source. kind of,
Right,
Yeah.
so that's how we thought because,
And then my
So
last,
there's no middleman fee that they're adding in at that point, right?
that's a good question.
So we don't want him to jack it up because he's doing it, where they are donating the money for it. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
yeah, so, okay, so maybe you do wanna purchase them directly,
I
because
can-
they generally do mark it up. But
Yeah.
we do want them to install it.
Yeah, they do, we want them to
They
put
donate the
them in.
money, they don't wanna
Right.
pay an extra,
no.
you know?
Oh, that's a good
Good point.
Yeah.
Very
Good catch.
point.
Everybody works everywhere.
Earn
Yeah,
your
okay.
keep today.
So I
And-
guess, so is that you, Drusilla? Are you gonna be ordering them? Okay,
I'll look at them.
okay,
Yeah, figure that out.
okay.
And then my last question is, did we eliminate a crosswalk?
There's now electric vehicle
Well,
charging
yeah.
stations there.
Oh, yeah, that's
Oh,
true.
right.
It's
What does
now-
that got to do with the
green.
crosswalk?
Well, you're gonna walk into an electric vehicle charging station
So,
right there.
well, the
With the
handicap
crosswalk-
accessible people need to come to this and then
Far
come,
side.
how do they
Like,
get
to
to
me,
the
there
entrance
needs to
to
be
the
a
Well,
It
crosswalk.
doesn't matter, cause global warming. There's electric vehicles and no one uses them, but like they're there, so.
So that's why we put a handicap parking space on the other side of the road.
Okay.
So if they're
Okay, so they-
There's
coming,
one over there,
so
yeah.
if they're
So
coming
it'll
to
be
the
flat for them to
park.
get onto the path to go up.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there will be, there
Okay.
will be like a curb cut there
Yep.
for them, yeah.
I
it's
think
just-
that's actually a safer crosswalk than being over
With
here.
the,
where
with the
everybody-
location
Well,
of.
no,
But
I'm
everybody's gonna walk
across.
straight across the parking
Yeah.
lot.
So, I guess my question is, all right, so we have the crosswalk here, but I thought we had a crosswalk down here.
Yes, well, so since, I don't know when, but
Yeah,
recently.
things got lost and
No,
like,
no. Recently, there's been added some
EV
EV parking
stations.
Right, I knew
stations, and
that.
They have these, like, you know, the
Yeah,
charger
they're-
thing. So it looks totally different on that end over here.
okay.
So it,
But I don't understand why that prevents from being a crosswalk,
Well,
from the
bec-
sidewalk to across.
well,
now you
because
Yes,
there's either
there's now
an
big
EV
things with
charger,
columns right there.
right where we would have,
You
right
can't
where the
put a
access would
wheelchair
have
there,
been. Yeah, you
cause there's
couldn't,
a big post.
right.
Cause I just
Or-
feel that only one handicap spot, like, it has nothing to do with the handicap, let me just clarify. I'm just looking for people, like, the biggest part of our parking lot is here, and people are gonna walk from
They're just
here
gonna walk straight
over.
across, they're gonna walk straight across the parking lot.
But I mean, they do that anyway,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Well, what is the requirement in terms of number of handicap spots per parking
Oh, I
lot?
don't know about
Oh, we
this,
meet
like,
it.
We meet that with
Yes.
what we have?
Yes, we
Yeah.
had extra
Okay.
spots in the parking lot that were not
Yeah, we have,
mandated, we had some extra ones
Yes.
already.
Okay.
yeah,
So
we
they
have,
took a few spots
Right.
to make this.
we have extra spaces that we don't actually.
We probably have very little spaces now of extra. Now that
Two
we've used
booths.
them, I don't know how many we had to start with, but we're definitely,
I mean, but like,
Down.
the EV spaces still count for the state's purposes, they still
Yep.
count as parking spaces.
Yep.
It's just a-
So are they handicap slash EV?
Yes,
No.
one of
No.
them
So
is.
what
Yeah.
is it? Yeah,
One
because they
of
took a
them
handicap
is.
for the EV.
Because you have to have that. You have
Yeah.
to have a
Yep,
handicap.
it is
EV.
required that one station be at an accessible spot, so yes, one of
Just-
them is both.
Question, there seem to be a number of compact spots. If I look on the roadways out here, a lot of pickup trucks in Dudley. Those F-150s are gonna eat up 1.5 of your compact spots.
Yeah, but the compact spots are because in order to move out and put a
I
sidewalk on that
understand
side.
that, but
So they're gonna just park on the other side. I mean,
No, they won't.
hopefully,
like,
hopefully,
All right, it is.
those shoehorn
I mean, people
themselves
will
in
do
there.
whatever they want
I
to do.
I
but
know,
that
I don't know
doesn't,
that compact, having it say compact, people listen to that,
they
I'm
don't
not sure
look
that
at
happens.
the low emission
Yeah,
vehicle
exactly.
signs.
Yeah.
We've got a.
They do
6
seem to
different
pay attention
categories
to the
now.
electric vehicle ones though, so.
I have a question. We were originally going to be losing 3 parking spaces, so now are we down to like 5? Or it just changed into the compact so you could fit more?
Yeah, so we're not actually losing, we're
So
not
we haven't
losing total
lost.
number of spaces, it's just the size of the spaces is shortened.
Okay.
Right.
Sure.
I guess you might have lost 2. We took one up
Yeah.
for this island, and
So-
we had a crosswalk down here.
Yeah.
We were gonna,
Yep.
but now it's a handicap space.
So we lost 2.
Yeah, we lost 2.
So does it
Not bad at all.
make sense that we have a whole batch of compact spaces? I mean, we need to keep a certain number? Is that our problem?
Well, we have to
We
have a
have
certain
to
number
on
of
Only a
that.
parking.
sidewalk is the
It's the
problem.
Yeah.
sidewalks.
So in order to put the sidewalk in, there is
created
no
compact
sidewalk on that
parking.
side. There's no sidewalk on that side of the parking lot, so to put a sidewalk in, that takes 4 feet of parking
Okay,
spaces
so the
out.
compact was the depth,
Yeah,
not
Yes.
the width?
not the
Right.
width, the
Yeah.
width is
The
the
depth.
same, it's just the depth.
Yes,
Okay.
right. Mhm. Okay.
Makes it easier to think. I kept thinking they shrunk everything.
No, it's the same width,
Okay.
they're just shorter.
Right.
Okay.
And then, and also for the library, we checked, for the library, you're required to have a certain amount of spaces, only a certain percentage can be compact, we checked those numbers, this is all within all those guidelines. For the library, for state libraries. So if we look at the overall site plan, just wanted to bring your attention to,
What page are you on, Joanne?
just the first page.
The one with the-
Yep, same one,
Overall
okay.
site, yeah.
Yep.
So the fence line on the right-hand side, it has a little kink in it.
Mhm.
And that is because the neighbor has a fence there. It looks fairly new.
Yeah, I
So-
guess they did put it in a year or so ago.
Right,
yeah.
and so,
Just go around
so
their
the
fence.
your neighbor actually is on your property. So so it's up to you, I mean, if you wanna tell your neighbor to move his fence and,
We're putting up a fence? We're gonna put up a fence
We're
on
putting
that
up a
wall?
6-foot
Yes.
fence, so instead of being straight across,
Yeah.
it's
It has
gonna
to
be a little
kink
divot
around
around.
his
So there's gonna
fence.
be this little patch of dirt between the 2 fences, is that what we're gonna end up with?
well, yeah, probably that too.
How much is he on our property?
I'm
Is
surprised.
it just
that he's-
literally
2
on the
feet?
line?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not very far, I
Over
wouldn't
the
think it was
It's
very
over.
far.
Also legally,
Yeah.
depending on how long he's owned that fence on that property, it becomes his property.
Right.
So,
But it's fairly new fence, I remember somebody saying?
He might have had an older fence there, I don't know, I
Yeah,
don't know.
no, I think that fence, there's been a fence there as long as I've been here, but the fence that is there now, cause he's redoing that garage
Yeah,
thing in
yeah,
the back.
yeah, right, this building.
That went up, the newer fence went up while he's been redoing the garage.
Well, this is just a discussion, talk to the person, so he may have no idea.
So,
You know, I mean, I think there just should be a
Or
conversation.
we got the fence viewer.
yeah.
There is one.
There is
Yeah,
one,
there is one.
yeah.
Toss it into his court or her court.
So here's the library, and that's what they list there.
Looks good.
It's a square property line. So I don't know.
So
I
is
don't-
ours
I
not
don't
square?
see- I don't
Are
see.
we not square?
No,
No,
we
no,
are.
their fence
It
is
should
very
be.
crooked.
It's
The
square.
property
You can
was
see
surveyed
there.
before,
Right,
early
it
on,
was
right?
surveyed,
Right,
Yes,
So we have
yes.
we have the most recent.
Pretty clear indication of what is and what
So-
isn't.
Yeah, oh, sure.
So it is square, so if he's,
He might have been going around like a boulder or something.
He could have been.
Or maybe
Yeah.
edge, ledge.
Ledge.
Is it that much of a big deal for the 2 feet if it was just the back
I just think we should talk to them. I mean, they should
Well, we
be-
should
Yeah.
make it
Yeah.
clear
Yeah,
that belonged?
what it's gonna be, one way or
Exactly,
another,
yeah.
so that there's,
You know,
down
but
the
it's, if he
road.
does have a fence and we say, look, we're putting a 6-foot fence up there, he may be
Might
like,
wanna
oh, well, then
remove
you
it.
can take mine down and.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. It should be
and
just a
reuse it
discussion.
somewhere.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Now, does it have to be within 1 foot of our property though? Like, it can't be on the line, it needs to be a foot in, right, or something?
I'd have
Is that
to,
what
you'd have to speak with the fence, like a
Yeah.
surveyor or building
Yeah,
inspector,
you'd
I
have to,
don't
you'd have to
know.
check with the town.
Yeah, I think
on
that's
that
in the
as well.
bylaws.
Yeah,
There's
exact.
like
I know what it is in the town I
what
live in,
the
but that
boundary
Right,
would
yeah.
need to be.
doesn't help here.
Yeah, I thought it was like 1
We'll
foot.
double check with what it says for Dudley.
Neighbors tend
Well,
to
if you're
shift
doing
it
that, then
1
you're
foot
seating
off,
that 1 foot.
so
Uh-huh.
there's no issue.
Right, and you're giving that away. I don't know that you typically would
I
do
don't know.
that.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah, so-
that's true.
yeah, so we'll show it like this for now,
Mhm.
and then if, you know, you talk to the neighbor, you could figure out something else if, or however you wanna work it.
So
Yeah.
you went by, the most recent surveyor and they're on our property?
Yeah,
Okay. They're on the-
By how
So there's a
much?
survey pin
2
right
feet.
at that corner, probably, that they should have gone to,
Mhm.
yeah.
If it's there.
Yeah.
And not buried under,
Well,
undergrowth.
Well,
it looks like it's
hopefully.
about maybe 2.5 feet,
2.5
something
feet.
like that. Mm-hmm.
Well, and it could be because like they couldn't dig the post in there because of ledge. So I know like when we were putting just some lattice up at our house, there were places that you couldn't put anything there. So, but yeah, they should have
We should
definitely
Should maybe
asked before
approach-
putting it on
Well,
our property.
Even if that were the case, they should have let
They
you know.
should have
Absolutely,
approached.
absolutely.
sheepishly just
Yeah.
sneaked it over.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
Or
what?
unless you actually get someone to survey your
Yeah,
property
well,
line.
here's a thought, I mean, what does that mean in
Isn't
terms
there
of
a radius
liability,
of
that
that?
2.5 feet? If something happens in that 2.5 feet, it's our property
Yeah, but
Right.
it's inside their fence.
inside their fence. We
So
just
for
employed
liability, it's
a graduating class from a law school.
Um,
You know, they'll be fighting over that for years.
But no,
Trying to
but if
figure
it's
out who's
in
who
their fence,
Pays the bill on that one.
that
Them.
means that they're,
I think it should be addressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
sure.
talk to
Okay.
them.
Yeah. And
So
as
that's,
you say, if need be, we have a written agreement of some sort.
Yep.
Something, and these-
Involving us
whatever.
in liability, something. Hello.
All right.
Go to bed.
Wait, it's gonna kill it.
Looks good.
Thank you very much.
Killer.
okay, your face.
There's no musical interlude here.
At least turn the volume down.
I turned it off.
You know
It's
how many
not-
calls I get in a month?
It is not hanging up.
Okay.
okay, so, the other, thing I wanted to point out is, we had, until we spoke to the artist, we had sort of thought that the place for maybe a piece of sculpture would be like sort of right inside the entry gate, you know, like right here.
Yep.
And since then, we had a call with the artist and saw what she is planning to do. Hang on. Da-da-da.
The rough draft.
So the title is Find Yourself in a Book. And there's,
Oh, is this the background?
this is the background. These are like the trees and stuff behind, see? Look at that.
Yeah, so her, well, do you want to describe her?
Yeah, so her idea, and I guess she and the Crawford girls spoke to each other. So her idea is to, as I said, the title is Find Yourself in a Book. So this is meant to be like the kind of sculpture that you can interact with.
Mm-hmm.
So there's space behind it so that especially children can be in the book and take selfies and all that good stuff. I gather that Maddie Lord and the Crawfords are discussing whether or not they want to put a bench in the center so that you'd also be able to sit in the book and be part of the book.
How big is the book? What is the actual dimension?
I think it's on
It's
the
on
next.
next
page
page.
two.
Yeah,
Hang on.
next page.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So each
Doesn't say
side of the
what,
book
though. 60
is
what?
4 feet wide and 5 feet tall.
Yeah, so 60 inches.
So it's kind of child size.
So
Yeah,
it's not way oversized.
It's not like
No.
this massive, enormous thing. No, it's
Right.
particularly
Right.
designed to be child's
Right.
sized
Height.
and child friendly.
Yep.
Yep. So we thought it would be a more appropriate location further back in the site rather than sort of right maybe in your face.
Yeah.
And it sort of blocks
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
view.
Yeah,
that's
because this
kinda
would,
nice
this would
like
kind of
that.
block the view, so
Right.
yeah, we put it in the back.
So we put it in the back, and you can see it's it's marked in red here, and it's near, it's near the very back of the site. There's an existing big boulder right now, so we sort of put it with the boulder, so kids could sit on the boulder, they could run in the back, so we have some space, so they could, put their heads through the window. And I think it also is nice, since it's in the back, it sort of blocks some of the fence back there, so it's more of a focus rather than you just see a fence.
Yeah,
So,
and it would be visible, like when you came up the steps, it would still be visible because we
Right.
crossed that open space.
And we also thought it wouldn't compete with the pergola on the side, right? It's really back, so you have an open view towards the pergola. So that's the spot that we picked for that.
And Drusilla, the black here in the behind,
That's trees and grass.
that's has nothing to do with
No,
here.
this is
Thank
like,
you. I
see
was
the
gonna
green,
say,
that's a tree.
At first I was gonna say,
Here's the
what are we
No,
putting up
well,
here?
she put
Yeah.
the back there because otherwise it looks like you're just looking at nothing. But when
Right.
it's actually in
Gotcha.
place, you'll look
Yeah.
through it
Yeah,
at
and you'll
trees and
see,
greenery.
you'll
and
see
there'll be-
stuff behind
So
it.
it's a concrete base that we're looking at in front of it?
It depends on what material it's finally cast in, is what I understood from the structural engineer.
So what I think is, so basically it's in an area that's gonna be that stabilized stone dust, so it will all be like the same surfacing.
Yep.
But it will need a concrete footing.
Mhm.
And so there'll be some coordination between her welder, fabricator, and the structural engineer, exactly the detailing of how,
Yeah,
Because
I
this
did
is
not,
aluminum?
did not realize that aluminum and concrete react to each other, so they can't touch each other. So there's this whole,
We're
like,
all
how
learning
you,
something new.
how you put, like, a stop between the two.
yeah, and so I imagine there'll be more coordination with Maddie between you in terms of the final look of it.
Yeah, so she's actually talking to, the Crawford, family was having a group, conversation about this today. And we're then gonna go back to Maddie with their feedback, so since they're the ones who are
Oh,
paying
good.
for it, they're the ones who get
Yeah.
the final say. But Maddie and they were going to let me know what changes or what tweaks they see to it.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
Excellent.
And I was just wondering if is there gonna be a little plaque or a name?
Yes, yeah, there will be something. I'm not
Okay.
sure how they wanna do that yet, but, I know that there will be a plaque that has the name of the artwork, and then they were also talking about, it's one of, Joe Rakowskis and I had a phone call, and they're trying to figure out what they want a plaque to say and how they want it worded, and I was like, that is whatever
Yeah.
you want, you figure it out, and we'll make it happen, so.
Okay. She did talk about color, right? That's why I think she made this, the back is a navy blue, she talked
Mhm.
about that, so they can powder coat the aluminum,
Mm-hmm.
right, it's a system where you keep powder on the metal, it's very durable and.
We will not have to go out and spray paint it every
Right,
year.
so she was thinking that it would be navy blue.
Okay.
Again, Crawfords can decide.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's whatever
Crawfords
they,
can
or
decide
whatever
what
they
color
like.
they want.
yeah.
I like the location, I think that's.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
good
I think
idea.
it's-
And
nice.
I said I liked the fact that, so many times you have like a public sculpture and you're like, I'm supposed to stand here and look at it. And this is one that, especially for children, is
Yeah.
going to
Yeah,
invite them
interactive is
to
great.
interact with it.
And is it gonna be literally called Find Yourself in a Book?
Yes,
That's
that is the
fabulous.
title, Find
That's
Yourself in the Book.
Fabulous.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
great. So that'll be on the plaque.
Yes,
Perfect.
yeah,
Nice.
that, the
Yeah,
title will
that'd
be
be
on there.
great.
Really nice.
Yep.
Very nice.
Great.
Yeah.
Interactive sculpture.
And I think it'll just be perfect with the story walk pages all
Yeah, it'll
around
be very
it.
sort of tie into the whole library space.
Yeah. And Priscilla, if you go back to the site plan, we sort of moved around the story walk panels a little bit. So the first pages would be when you come into the gate, they'd be on the, kind of in front of you,
Okay.
right?
Oh, yep, right
Those
over here,
two.
okay, and
Sounds
then.
And then
Right.
they go to
around.
the perimeter
Yep.
of the walk, all around the perimeter. But then when we get to the back, where there's gonna be a seat wall
Yep.
for retaining seat wall,
Put them
then
across.
we put it across, so, you know, people
Okay.
can sit and see the story walk panels, and then they're back to the
Yep.
outside.
24 total? Did I
I
count
think
right?
there's 22.
I was gonna say 22 or
I've got
24.
24.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You counted
That's what I did.
24?
I counted
I
24.
thought it was less than that, yeah, we weren't
I thought it
doing
was less
many.
than that.
There's 24 on the plan.
Yes.
I thought
Yeah.
that she
Well,
only
part
had,
of
I
it
think
is
Lita said 22.
Didn't Lita say it
Yeah,
needs to be
she-
at least 22?
At least
right?
22, yeah, but of course, part of it is, you know, the Malzer grant is more than I asked for the original number, so it will come down to how much does each one cost, and
Yeah,
They're not cheap.
so we might be able to do 24.
we might be
rather
able to
than
do
22.
24,
Yeah.
that, you know.
Cool.
Wonderful.
Sounds good. Awesome job getting that grant.
Yeah.
I'm
Because
happy
that,
we
that,
Applied.
It was
Yeah.
it was very nice of them to give me more than I asked for.
yeah.
That's very
I was
nice.
kind of startled.
They're very good.
I was like, wait, this check is for how
Well.
much?
Wow.
Wanna
Is
hold
that
on
a
to that
state grant
address.
or what?
No, it's a local trust that
Local.
serves
Oh.
Dudley, Webster, Oxford.
Right, you're done.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was like, wait, that is
That's
it,
that's
right?
it.
That's great.
It has some very specific things that they've done, and libraries are one of them, so.
Wow, that's excellent. Okay, oh, and the other one thing that we, were able to do, I think if you remember, we, you know, had some arborists come by a long, long time ago, take a look at the trees, and they said, you know, oh, they really probably all should come down, and we were thinking the trees in the front, especially the one that gives all the shade, that because of the walk and the steps, we probably would be killing it anyway, but as it turns out, let's see, where is this tree? So the big tree is like right here. It's about
Yep.
here, right?
Yep.
So we think we're able to save that tree now, that big tree.
Nice.
Because we're not really disturbing.
Is that gonna
this
shade the
area.
garden area though?
So we went out there, we saw where the
That would be
canopy
like
was,
that.
we
Yeah.
put the garden boxes as far to the other
Oh,
side as
okay.
possible.
Nice.
Fun fact, you can grow potatoes in shady spops.
Oh,
There are a lot of things you can grow
Yeah.
in the shade.
Yeah.
That's
We
where
have a
my
shade
potatoes
garden.
are. My potatoes are in the shade.
Yeah.
I'm
All
taking
kinds
over,
of like
so.
lettuce and like
The
things that
root
grow
vegetables,
quickly
that
and
kind of
easily.
good shade.
Yep,
The
root
shade of the sun.
vegetables.
Yeah, so they should get good sun, you know, a little bit past, you know, definitely noon,
Yeah.
a little, you know, early afternoon. So, but we did push everything over.
Save the tree, that's good.
Yeah.
I actually have to run. Allowed to come to this month's meeting with the contingency that I be home for dinner by 7:30. So, but I will leave you with this for the next person, and I wrote down the name and number of the woman that had contacted me.
Oh, okay.
And I think I gave it to you already.
Emailed it to me.
Yep. So that way you have it. Also, I reached out to her to reach out to you guys. So hopefully you'll have a letter soon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Best of
Yeah.
luck on all your
Has
great
been
ideas.
really interesting, and I've enjoyed it a lot. So, thank you for all of the great work that you do. I never realized how much work it was to be on the library board. Really, truly. So,
Don't say that too
Thank you.
loud. Don't say
I
that
mean,
so loud.
once a month, But just the amount of decisions that are made here, it's really impressive. So, thank you
Great,
guys.
thank you, good luck.
Bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
For you, it was nice to meet you.
Thank
See you
very much.
tomorrow.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, so the next page is materials and color recommendations. So the site furniture, we have one wood bench, curved bench with a back, one curved wood bench without a back. We have a children's picnic table and benches, and an accessible adult picnic table, and then a trash recycling, what's that called again? What was it called? The Curbit?
Oh, yeah, whatever it was called, that's right, it had a good
Did
name.
have a cool name.
Quibbit, something, I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Trash cans,
Yeah,
I
okay.
don't know, it had a cool name.
fancy
Yeah.
trash cans.
Fancy
Yeah,
trash cans,
right.
that's it.
How was that wood finished? Is it stained?
What was it? Oh, a Quinn bin?
Quinn
Quinn
bin.
bin, thank you.
Thank you.
Quinn bin.
Go.
So actually, the wood used on these benches, it's not really finished. It's there are hardwoods. The two curves are made out of a wood called Ipe, IPE. It's a very dense hardwood, South American, but grown on a farm. And they're super durable, and you don't have to finish them.
No.
And it
Which
weathers
means that we
very
would not
well.
have to refinish
I
them.
couldn't say.
Right.
Does it
Yes,
fade
either.
over time, or is it
It grays.
great?
I mean, if you want it brown, you
You
would
would have to, yeah.
you would
No,
put
no,
something
no,
on it,
no.
oil it.
Nope, I'm okay with not finishing.
Gray is a
As long as
natural.
Well,
there
I
are no
create
slivers, that's all.
another
we
Gray,
job.
gray is
Right.
fine.
Right.
Yeah,
Yep.
they're very dense.
okay.
It's a dense
Yep.
wood.
Interesting.
It doesn't splinter. It's very durable. They use it like at Atlantic City boardwalks. A lot of outdoor site furniture is made out of
Okay.
that wood. So there are color choices for the steel portion. So for the benches, it's only like the supports and, stuff that the frame that you don't really see.
But that dark gray makes sense if the wood is going to gray itself, then
Yep.
it'll all sort of meld.
Right, so you can see all the color choices. You don't have to choose a color right now. These are just, we don't need to get into that.
I want everything purple.
Oh,
Just,
okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Make it all purple.
I'm gonna say, we don't
What
have
about
it in
the
your hair
navy,
tonight.
the navy blue like they
But,
have on
you
the.
know.
I was gonna say, usually your hair has a tinge.
Yeah, I agree, Joyce.
The
You
navy
might wanna
blue
pick
that
up a
they
little bit of
picked up the
sculpture.
color from the
Right.
sculpture.
Right, so the children's table and the accessible table, we did pick a blue color.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Slightly maybe lighter, a little bit more
That's good.
playful or brighter than a navy
Yeah, the
blue.
bright colors are
That's
nice.
nice.
Yeah, and then for the curved benches, you don't really see it. I mean, a
Yeah.
black to match the fence
Yeah.
or a dark gray or
Yeah.
something.
But as you say, it doesn't need to be decided, let's see what the
Yes.
Crawfords do and. kind
Yeah,
of-
I mean,
Right.
they may change a color
Yeah,
or
they
something.
may
so-
decide on
Right.
red, whatever.
Right.
So the next page, it's the pergola.
I love that with the
natural
like natural branches on the top, that's really cool.
Yep. We do have two swings, they come in different colors. What, the color that we circled is a navy blue.
Mhm.
It's hard to tell a little bit. The storywalk panels are gonna be on a wood post, with a frame, aluminum frame. We thought it would be black, and then you pick the color on the backing and it's white, right? So you see
Yeah.
the white,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
kinda makes sense, I think. Let's see, the next page. The two planter boxes, the low children's box, and then the higher adult level box. And we added a little, it's called a volute,
Oh,
and
swirl.
fitting at the end of the handrail to kind of give it a little
Nice.
flair. And
Oh, look, there's a scroll on the
there's
gate.
gonna be a scroll on top of the entry gate to sort
Nicole
of.
left too.
Oh, and she just left.
I will show her tomorrow when
Okay.
she brings her son for the program. We'll
Okay.
make sure she sees it.
All right,
That's
yeah,
gonna be pretty.
yeah. There'll be the hardware for the gate will be lockable.
Okay.
Again, every place we see wood, is this durable wood?
Yes.
Every place you're showing us wood, okay?
Yeah, so, the fence is actually a cedar. It's a
Oh, it is?
White cedar, yeah.
Okay.
And the gardening boxes as well.
A cedar?
cedar,
Okay,
yeah.
it's not this
Not the-
hard wood?
No, it's not.
Okay,
Not the
okay.
South American.
Yep. Okay, so, this is a detail to tell you, so the handrail, we're adding a lower handrail that's not required by building code, but because it's for kids, we're adding a lower level, a second handrail.
Okay.
Where's that?
On the
Oh,
stairs.
The railing at the
stairs,
top,
okay.
on the
There's
stairs.
the low and then the
Yeah.
high,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's nice, so little one can grab on too,
Yeah.
which is nice.
Or some of our patrons who are vertically challenged.
Yeah, so, we do that in children's spaces. So the last page, we've never really talked about, if there's gonna be any signage for this place. It has a name,
Mhm.
Crawford Corner. We're just giving some sort of suggestions here. We did talk about a spot for it, which would be, at the end.
Excuse me, is this something we might involve the family with, in terms of signage? and-
Their comment was, Joe and,
Caroline.
I was gonna say, I talked to Carol, I'm trying to remember who else I've talked to. They were just blown away that it was going to be named Crawford Corner and that there was going to be a sign, and I said something about, and they were like, however you wanna sign it is
Okay,
fine. They just
alright.
were blown away that that was the name chosen,
Alright.
so.
Oh, nice.
And that location's
The A.
fine,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, and I mean, I did show them on the plan, where we had sort of a mock-up of the fence with the name on it, and they thought it was fabulous, so.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay, yeah, so that idea was, at the bottom of that accessible walk, that it would be down, sort of when you face, the fence, the wood fence there.
Mhm.
And so there's some ideas of how you could do a sign, like, A is sort of these standoff metal letters, which might be how your library, the name is on the library front, maybe.
I haven't
That'd
really
be
looked.
what?
I have not
The
looked at
standoff
those letters
letters.
closely lately. I will stare at them
I
when I
think
go
they
tomorrow.
are. I think you're right.
I think
I'm
you
looking- I'm
usually
looking
don't,
at it. I'm
you
looking up
usually
there.
don't put them flush because that encourages
You need
birds'
to-
nests.
And
So
you
if
need
they
the
step
depth,
out a
yeah.
little bit, then
Then there's a
you don't
space.
get stuff stuck on
Yeah.
top.
Right, so that's like A, right, those metal letters. B, you could have it like laser cut out of a material, it could be out of a metal, it could be out of a plastic, it could, we recently did a play garden in Milton where it was dedicated to a woman on their trustees, and they had a stone, engraved. And so we thought if that were the case and it's at Crawford Corner, maybe, right at the entry,
Oh,
we
yeah.
could.
Well, that would be fun.
Use one of our boulders.
Yeah,
Engrave a rock,
yeah,
yeah.
We have
Find a
plenty.
place for one.
We have plenty.
Take advantage of it, right?
yeah, so,
Yeah, it might be kind of fun to have like the engraved stone as you came in, as well as the sign on the corner. It's like a welcoming.
Right.
You are now in the corner.
Yeah, because people might not come in, if they come,
The ramp.
people will see it, they might not see that if they don't go up the ramp.
Right.
They might
Mhm.
not see it, so
Right.
to have it, it would be nice.
okay.
So everybody likes the
Yeah,
stone rather than.
the A location is good if they're at the front of the
Right.
library and they look
Yeah.
over.
And people saying, where
Right.
where is
And
this
that
place?
is a
And you can
corner.
see the sign.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think,
You can see the sign.
I like it on the fence rather than,
Oh, I was saying
On
we
the
could do both.
ground.
I was saying, I think I
oh, do
agree
both,
with
oh,
Joanne.
wonderful, oh, good, okay.
Do a
She's
stone
sorry, I
that
missed
we
that.
have and to have
Yeah,
it
that's
on the
great.
fence.
Yeah.
That'd be really
My
nice.
high school has a sort of garden space that's for, dedicated to alumni who have passed on, and they have a rock like that inside, which is, it's just
I
kind of a
missed that
neat.
part, but
And they
I think
actually
that's
used,
nice.
they used one of the rocks that was already on site.
That's what I'm saying.
So
You
it's
can
kind of this
figure
rugged
it out
thing that
and
has the engraving, it's kind of neat.
as they dig around and find more rocks, that'll be a good one. No?
Right.
And you just say, okay,
There's
save
a
that
rock
one.
with your name
Yeah.
on it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Got a few of those.
Yeah, the C option was, there is that light post, that proposed light post, and you could put a banner on it.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay,
I do not,
That's off the table.
okay.
I do not want to be the one who has to climb up and put the banner up, which
Uh-huh.
I feel like would end up being.
And then the New England winters, they get all.
I'll
Yeah.
put that in the note.
Fade.
Yeah.
Not game on that one.
So since, that whole signage thing still needs to be designed, we'll probably ask the contractor, well, we could ask him to just put an allowance, like, you know, allow $10,000, $5,000 for a sign, or we don't have to do anything, and we could just ask them later to
Attach
do the sign.
letters,
Yeah, so,
It's gonna go look for a boulder.
yeah.
Right.
He won't have to look far.
No,
You know?
there's so many.
Well, of an appropriate
They wanna
size
find
and
an
dimensions.
appropriate one that'll fit in that
Right, well,
space.
if they get something on there.
It'll be perfect for lettering.
We may wanna get it, yeah.
Does anybody wanna take a look at, like, an idea of what you like better, or? I really like the engraved one metal, because then you could put the corner looking different.
The metal
and the
panel
Crawford
on
stand
metal panel on wood fence.
Yeah, what I'm
Yes.
not
I like
sure
that
is,
too.
I like that, it's
shop.
but I'm
classy.
thinking about size, like, you wanna be able to see it from
Yeah,
the front
you
of the
gotta-
library, and how
right.
big is that metal plaque gonna have to be? You know, this enormous plaque. I'm not sure about how it, you know, like in terms of size, I'm not sure how that translates, but.
I think, well, I don't know.
I think it was very
I like that
classy,
choice.
I
very
like that.
nice.
I do like that.
Crawford corner.
Yeah, even
I would
if
be
you had
happy
like
with
a
the
4
letters
foot or
either,
something, you
so
know?
It doesn't matter to me.
Like a 4 foot, 4 or 5 foot
It's
sign.
not a retail establishment where you're trying to attract customers. I mean, it's more of telling them what it is as opposed to
Yeah,
trying to
but
get
what
them
I'm
to-
thinking is especially the first couple of years, when we say the program will be held in Crawford Corner,
Right.
they're going to show up at the front door of the library and be like,
Well,
"Where's
and it's
Crawford
an easy,
Corner?"
Yeah, I
just
don't
walk
think
yourself
that's-
down the yonder
no.
there and move your compact car.
I don't think that's an issue there,
I don't.
but I like either,
Okay,
that doesn't matter to me.
we could,
I
Yep.
think it's
Work on
better to
that
get it all
later.
done
Yep,
at once
I
instead
don't
of
think we
wait.
have to decide that today.
No,
after
Right.
we
no,
read them.
right.
exactly.
Yep.
Then we have the last page, and so, you know, I think you probably have, this is, alternates, so alternates are other options that if the project comes in way over budget, which basically most projects have been doing recently, so, it's been crazy, it's just crazy out there, you know, with this whole supply chain issue, gas prices,
Way
just-
over budget. Now, you said we had 20% in there baked in already.
yeah,
So the way over is over north of the 20% then.
these days, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just how bids have been coming in all over the place. We have, so, most of our projects, we're trying to cut things so it can be, get back
I
into
mean, but bear in
budget,
mind, we
but-
do have, at this point, you know, Mr. Crawford, when he passed away, sent another $1 million to the endowment. So, that's what we were told, that there was another $1 million
Well,
coming to the
bear in
endowment.
mind that
That's
yesterday's $1 million is not today's $1
Ah.
million.
But I mean, we have, you know, 1.7 million.
I know,
sitting in
but
there,
the market is not going in a favorable direction. So,
But-
I mean, if you compare what you started the
Right.
year with what
And
you
I
have
think
now.
we can add years to come. It
We
doesn't
can
have to
add
be,
more.
I
In time,
think
in
we
time,
should
yes.
keep it in budget and we can plan and do
Keep
things
things that
and
are
add.
addable.
It's a good
Yes,
point.
addable.
Yeah,
Pay as you
keep
go.
things that
Yes,
addable.
right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we
Decide each
did
year to add
think
something.
about, you know, what we could put in the bid package. So as an alternate, so basically the contractor would bid on the project just
Right.
like this.
Yep.
But we're asking him like, okay, so how much would it cost if we didn't have a stone-faced concrete wall? If it were just a concrete wall, how much would we save? And we can just ask for, you know, that number in his
Yeah.
bid.
So flexibility.
Yeah, so, right.
Good idea.
So we thought that would be one alternate. Another alternate, so this pergola is just
Plain.
like a kit,
Yeah.
right? It's not the one with the fancy branches, which is a custom pergola.
Mhm.
So we thought we would just put it as an alternate. You're not bound to any of these, but at least you have a number to work with if you wanted to switch
No,
something
you're
up.
smart. Instead of coming back here and going, now you've got to go find, you've already
Right,
doing it.
right.
Yeah, trying to just
Yeah.
find things.
Being
And
prepared.
We already talked about
Good
the
person.
furniture when we, you know,
Yep.
a couple months ago.
Mhm.
Those still will be,
Mhm.
you know, in as alternates to see how much would it cost if he bought this
Yeah.
chair and got it delivered and put it there. So we'll ask for those prices. I think I forgot to mention that we did think that, this one. Originally, so all the curbing, the existing curbing in the parking lot is granite. We're gonna just reuse most of that granite curbing, because we're just moving the edge of the parking lot out. We originally showed the curbing on the walkway as granite, but we thought it probably makes just as much or more sense to just do it in a concrete curb, because the walk is concrete anyway. It's less money, you really
Yeah.
don't need granite there, so we're calling it as concrete now, just letting you know that.
And how high is that wall? It's not,
Oh, this is
so
only 6
minimal.
inches,
yeah,
yeah, it's
so
a curb,
yeah.
yeah, it's mostly so you
And
don't
it'll
That
be
makes
fall
sense.
off.
less
But still, the
distracting.
stairs are granite, so.
Yes, the stairs are still granite.
Oh, I had a question about the pergola too. We are getting the one with the coverable, with the pullover
Yes.
cover.
Yep,
right?
it's,
Okay,
it has like a plexiglass,
Yeah.
so it's
Okay.
rain proof.
yeah,
yeah.
okay, great, thanks.
Yeah. Let's see, what else was I gonna say, so we covered that. So the only thing else I wanted to talk about was just the bidders. So you gave us a list of potential contractors that will send the bid packages out to that are local. And since we've never worked with any of those contractors, you know, we will ask in the bid documents for them to provide like references to,
Yeah.
you know,
Insurance
so we
documentation.
can call them.
None of
Yes.
us have worked with them, so, I mean, it makes sense.
We will send it out to a couple bidders, contractors who we have worked with. They're not local from this area, but probably would be good to see
Nice
how
comparison.
a
Yeah.
comparison.
Compare
Because
what
I can
the,
only imagine what that will be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say something else. I don't think now. I can't think of it. Oh, insurance. You mentioned insurance. So if you have insurance requirements, you should give that to us. Like if you're requiring them to have a certain amount of general liability insurance,
Right.
we can, in the bid package, we can specify what those amounts are.
We might check with the
I
town
think that's-
administrator. Maybe
I am
some-
making a note to do that. Yes,
Right,
I'll do
yeah.
that tomorrow.
Okay.
Recommend.
I think it's a good idea.
Well, better safe than sorry.
Right.
Yeah, or any other requirements the town has. It's up till now, the town hasn't had many requirements,
Yeah, I
so,
know they usually don't, but for this, I'm not sure.
okay. Okay,
So we need to know that right away before
Yeah,
she sends it.
I'll talk to him
Okay.
tomorrow morning.
Okay, thanks.
that would be great. So I think the biggest piece, I'm just, you know, thinking it through, is the low bollard lights, the low bollard lights. So, we'll take a look at that tomorrow. Maybe we, just have the contractor, include like an allowance for that. It might just not be fully documented. We'll figure out how much that's worth and say, set aside this amount of money for bollard lights. So you'd
But I
like
don't
the.
think we were looking for a lot of them, right?
Yeah,
It
no,
wasn't-
just
No, yeah, you
wanted-
didn't want a lot of
No,
them,
she
right?
didn't want a lot of them. I
Right.
remember that.
No,
Yeah, I
just
mean, I
some-
don't want like a light every 2 feet.
Right.
No,
Well,
but just-
if you get too much lighting in there, you might have some complaints from the neighbors.
Yeah, well, that was part of it. Is,
Yeah,
you
we
know,
were in a real
Low.
small subdued,
and we're not. I mean, I'm not planning on holding like midnight parties there. So
right, it's just that when it's, you know, when the
Well, the
fall,
neighbors
it
may
gets a
have
little dark.
thoughts about that.
yeah,
What do
yeah.
you think the strategy would be for the low lights? I mean, do you wanna, like, generally low-level light?
Yeah, that's kind of what I
throughout?
was thinking around like the outside of the
Perimeter.
space, around
Yeah.
the path.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And small, you know, like.
Yeah, you know, like something fairly,
Ground
because I know
cover.
some of the ones that I found like sort of blended in with the
Okay, yeah,
plantings around them.
okay, yeah, I remember I had a package that had the bollard, so I'll pull that out and be in touch with you. Okay.
This is great. I mean, I can remember way back when this first, the idea first came about, when it was first presented, and it's amazing to see that this is actually coming together, especially again after the 2-year disaster that we've experienced. Thank you.
Yeah. the contractor list, there isn't anyone who you specifically know about their work or anything?
I just submitted names that were provided to me.
Okay,
You know, they're just local
Okay.
and, you know, said it was an RFP bidding process. They would be interested
okay,
in that process, so.
okay.
I mean, they may be sent out and no one replies once they see it, you know what I mean? I have no idea.
Should be checking, just in
Yeah,
case.
you don't know.
Okay, yeah, we are contacting all of them to let them know, what
Yeah.
this is and, so they will have a little heads up before we
Yeah,
send it to
I
them.
mean, yeah, we're
But-
just trying to keep some money local.
Yeah,
It's kind of a goal for that.
Sometimes you get more bang for your buck when it's more
Yeah.
rural.
Yeah.
And then sometimes the extra transportation cost is
Well,
that.
Well,
the
these
cost of moving
days,
equipment and
it's
people
a
right
lot.
now is
$5 a gallon.
crazy, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially if you're coming from out of Boston or something.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, it's nice to have that in case, so.
Very good.
Very good.
okay. Anything else?
Nope, I think that's it. Richard, I would just give her your email address, I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna write that down.
Do you or you?
I trust my penmanship. Where would you like it?
Well, you can put it right here, these are my notes.
Is it down here? Okay,
Yeah.
we'll try to stick it in there. All right. Are we obligated as far as prevailing wage at all is concerned?
Yes.
We are?
Why, isn't it private money?
Well, I don't know, because the money is held by a town account, does that make sense? Like, it's private money, but it's in the town account. I'll double check, but most of the library stuff has been prevailing wage.
No, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I'm
With
wondering about
contractor,
that.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did we have to in the past?
When the building was built,
Building was
prevailing wage
built, we
applied.
Did.
Well, we
But
have,
that's-
it applies to a
Yeah.
couple, like, when Renaud and, House do stuff, I have to get a packet from them with the prevailing wage information,
Okay,
all that compliance stuff,
Mhm.
so.
good
So
question.
that's a big deal.
I will ask that as well.
That goes to 20%.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because you hadn't factored that in, is that what you
No,
said?
I thought
Oh.
because it was private money, usually it's like with state money or
Yeah, I'll
federal
double
money.
check.
Okay,
Apply with-
The funding is a private source, right?
Exactly.
The town doesn't have any connection to
No.
that.
No.
development.
The town does not
No.
have any say.
No,
on it.
so
But we
if
might
it's not
want
the town's money that was-
clarification.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wanna double check
Yeah.
before
Right.
I, you know,
Would
Better
not
again,
be-
safe than sorry.
Since the check
Better
will
ask
have-
upfront.
you know, if the check is coming out of the town
Town.
landscaping account.
The only way that would happen is if you put the money into landscaping.
Well, yeah, that's what we do. We get the money out of Worcester Community Foundation. It goes into the landscaping account,
That's how we,
which is like our gifts account. Yeah, because the Worcester Community Foundation
We
doesn't,
can't treat this as a separate special project?
well, I mean, it is in a special projects account. It's the same as our gifts account.
All right,
It's
well,
separate.
I think, again, maybe the
it's a
question,
separate, yeah, it's a separate account,
Yeah,
see how.
like the same as the gift account
yeah.
is a separate account. It's not a line item per se, it's a separate special account, but I'll check.
Please.
yeah, that would be
Might have to.
good to know. That's that's a lot more stuff we have to put into
Okay.
the package if,
Mhm.
it's prevailing wage.
I'll check tomorrow.
Okay. So who's the owner then? It's the library?
It's
Of
of the
what?
property.
Of the
It's town property.
Crawford corner, it's town property.
It's town property. It is owned by the town of Dudley.
Mm.
Because the library is owned by the town of, you know, like it's library, yeah.
Send that that way.
Mhm.
Okay, so the owner is the library.
But I mean,
It's
it's
the town of Dudley.
The town of
It's a public
Dudley owns
library.
all of it, so.
Yep.
I think that's driving us towards the prevailing wage.
So what happens is, we put it out to bid, we have a bid form, that the contractor fills out, puts his prices and pricing for alternates, we'll have some, also ask for some breakout prices for the story walk, get some, unit prices in case we need more, or stone wall, wall or something like that. But once you choose the contractor, the actual contract between the town and the contractor will do a standard AIA architect's form that has all sort of the legal language in it. This is a legal document, but probably not as legal. This will be so I need to know the owner, but there will be a standard form, a contract form once the contractor's contracted. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a safe trip back. I hope your battery doesn't die again.
God.
Well, if the
Charge it
battery
up
got
on
you
the way
out here- Should be charged by now if it got you out here.
Yes.
I gotta
Yeah.
stop.
Well, the police station's right there if you need a jump.
I say I have jumper cables in my car.
Yeah, I did too, and Kylie was great helping me with that. I don't know why it always seems like it's gonna be so complicated, but.
All right.
Joke. Thank you for letting me go first. Alright, be in touch.
Yep, I'll let you know all this once I have answers.
Do you want
Okay,
to send this on
thank
to
you.
just signatures?
Oh, sure.
Because now just know Nicole's,
Yep.
oh, I've got the pen to match if anybody cares, or do you wanna?
Sure.
Me, the
I'll add it to my
artist,
files.
And I drafted it last month, wow, before he
Oh,
was
and you
here,
had
so it's
Pat
got
sign
us-
it. Thank
yeah,
you.
know,
What did you sign for her?
I have a
with
question.
permission.
When this is finally done,
Mhm.
happy day, who's going to be oversight? I mean, if something happens out there, they come looking for you, they come
Yeah,
looking for
no,
Lita,
it-
because she's going to be the closest.
But it will be same as anything else. If anything happens in the library building, it's on me.
All right, so would someone be looking to walk through in the morning and walk through in the evening just to see that
Well, I mean, we'll have
everything-
to unlock the gate.
Right, no,
Unlock
I
the
don't mean just
gate,
unlock
so-
the gate, I mean to.
But there will also be security cameras.
Understand, but
So,
there's nothing like feet on the ground.
I mean, unless there's like 6 feet of snow on the ground, same as I walk through the library building every day.
Okay.
I would say if there's 6 feet of snow on the ground, it's not gonna be unlocked.
Yeah, because I'm not
Right.
wading through
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Well,
get
it's,
there.
I understood it was a 4-foot fence, that's
Yeah.
not gonna stop anybody.
He's
No.
thinking vandal.
Is the existing cameras reach there?
One of them does,
One
yes.
does head that way.
But we do
We're gonna
have
put
2
in a
empty
box.
slots in
Okay,
the
good.
existing
Panel.
camera program
That's very
thing.
nice.
So,
Yeah.
so Rockfern will, I've already talked to him about when the time comes, he can add 2 more. That would be over
That's
there,
easy.
it's just a matter of connecting them to.
No, were you black? No, you were.
Thank you.
All right, so moving on, we will go to director's report.
So programs, summer reading is underway.
Big time.
Yeah.
We had 151 people attend our kickoff event.
Nice.
I wrote down this morning that we had 184 kids and 124 teens and adults signed up. However, by the time I left today, we were at 187 kids and 126 teens and adults. So we are still steadily
Wow.
signing people up.
Nice.
Yeah, it has been very, very busy in the library.
And people can sign up anytime.
Oh, yeah,
They can still
anytime
sign up.
through August 4th.
Awesome.
The program ends August 4th, and the drawings for prizes will be August 5th.
And all the prizes are up for everyone to see.
All the prizes are out. We've got lots of great prizes.
You do indeed.
Lita got some really great donations. The Friends stepped up to provide some great prizes. So, yeah.
Nice.
And the USS Constitution is providing a a pass for free admission to anyone who signs up, any age.
Mhm.
Wow.
Plus, we have the usual child admission to Davis Farmland for the kids who sign up. But so now you get to go to 2 places with your summer reading sign up, which is great.
That's
I'm going to make
great.
a shameless
Right.
commercial plug here for the St. Louis Later Experience. The museum on 31 Ray Street in Webster, Massachusetts, was actually designed by the same gentleman who did the Constitution
Oh, okay.
Museum. So it's
Yes, and
Nice.
if
Interesting
we have,
coincidence
I
there.
have reached out to ask them about doing library museum passes, but they do not currently have a setup for that, so
right.
maybe
That's
they'll
coming.
get there, hopefully. But yes, we have a lot of great prizes in the numbers. We are seeing a lot of people, and we've also had a number of people come to participate in programs who did not want to sign up for one reason or the other for summer reading, so we've got, yeah, we are all very busy. I spent today assembling the things needed to make s'mores in your pizza box, which you turn into a solar oven, which was today's kids' craft. But so every kid who completed so you take a pizza box and you essentially line it with foil and black, and it makes a little like solar cooker thing.
Mm.
Cool.
But every kid who completed one got the ingredients to make s'mores in there. So I was putting them all in little baggies, 52 little baggies of s'mores. I never want to look at another marshmallow.
Next time the s'mores come up, we might request samples for the trustees,
Well, I
just to
mean,
make
if
sure
you
that
had-
everything is appropriate for
If you had come by
children's consumption.
and made a solar pizza box oven, you
Oh,
could,
pizza, well, no,
you
too.
could make one
That's an
outside.
early meeting.
Mm.
Adult, trustees can be eligible for these prizes.
Yeah, they were
But not employees.
not employees. Employees are
Trustees
not.
can.
Well, we're all
But if-
volunteer.
If trustees would like to sign up,
We-
yes, that is.
Yeah,
And
my
for
ticket is
adults,
still in play then.
for
Okay.
adults and teens, you can get 1 ticket a day if you check something out.
Right. Yeah.
So it's,
Trust me, I looked for your name on the list. I looked for anybody's name on the list, because I said, are we even eligible to get prizes? I said, we can read books, obviously, but can we? And they said, I said, well, there's Mr. Clark.
Wow. I thought
we
you-
did last year have one gentleman who would come in, check out an item, and it would mysteriously appear in the book drop the next morning.
Hey, just Evelyn Wood's reading graduate.
Yeah, maybe.
I was like, hey, at least he's checking things out. That bumps my statistics out. But yeah, it used to make us laugh. I just checked that out at 4 o'clock yesterday. It's amazing how fast he read that.
Did he win anything?
Not that I know of.
all that hard work.
I did not do the drawing. But yeah, like I said, we've got some great donations both for kids and
When
adults.
is the drawing? Is it the,
August 5th.
August 6th. okay.
5, right?
Yeah,
So
August 5th.
Everybody out there in
August
TV
5.
land's got to write
You have
down.
to register and get your reading done by August 4th.
Oh,
That is the last day.
Yep.
okay.
That is when we have the turtles coming, which is our finale. There is a turtle rescue coming to tell us all about turtles.
Oh, not the ninjas.
No, and they're bringing turtles.
What's the date on
You
that?
wish to dress up.
That's on August
Acceptable.
4th.
Oh, big day.
Yeah, yeah, that's our finale
Easter
event.
Bunny.
Were they from the
Budget.
Cape?
Hmm?
I'm sorry, were they the turtle rescue from the Cape?
No, they're local.
No, they're local.
Oh, for the,
Oh,
yeah, I'm thinking
Yeah,
sea
they're-
turtles, my friend.
but
Yeah, no, these are
They do a
these
good
are like
job.
the
They
ones who
drive
keep
around
crossing the
and
road.
Yeah, with all the turtle
Oh,
crossing signs, yeah,
okay,
that's
okay.
great.
Get the
We
other
rescued
stuff
several
and turtles
turtles.
picked up.
For budget, we at this point should end slightly under budget for the year. We're currently, and I have not done this week's invoices, at 5% under, but that does not include payroll for this week and the invoices for this week. But we should still end up slightly under for the year. We are slightly over on our materials expenditure by like $1,800 at last count, but it is a bottom line budget, so that part's fine. You will see on payroll this week that I get an extra supplemental payroll because it turns out that I have been underpaid for the year. And I am
It's better
owed,
than last year. So
Last
let's
year
just
I-
go
Is
with
that a
that.
pizza, equivalent to a pizza?
it's over a week's pay that I have been underpaid.
Two
Last
pizzas.
year I went a week and a half without being paid because the town's math had overpaid me, so I like this year better.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say,
But,
gonna be surprised in the right direction.
but, I mean, I personally would prefer it if I ended up, right where it's supposed to be, but anyway, but so you know, when you see that this week, there will be a slight, it'll be like, why is she getting so much money? Well, it's because it's what I'm owed for the rest of the year.
First thing I check.
I have a question about the under budget.
Uh-huh.
We received an email today from Mass Board of Libraries
Yep,
about if you haven't spent all your money for the year.
that is
You
the
don't-
materials expenditure.
Oh, that's
That's
materials.
just
Yeah.
for
Okay.
materials. There is a materials
Requirement.
expenditure requirement, which
Okay.
is 16% of your total
Yep.
municipal appropriation.
And ours is over.
And we are now over that.
We're
So-
over.
And it's already spent though, not
Yep. Nope.
earmarked for later, right?
Nope.
'Cause- okay.
Well, because the year ends on Thursday.
Right, yeah,
so
because I
yes,
didn't
no.
realize that you had to actually spend the money. It
Yep.
couldn't be like, okay, we saved that
No,
for
no,
this and we're getting
has
it
to
next
be-
week. You have to have it
No,
in-house
has to
already
be
spent.
spent by, yes. Oh,
Thank
yes,
you.
that is one of the things that.
Okay, I was
that's
like,
one
oh my
reason-
gosh, we just got this today when you,
Yeah, no,
and I might have
and
sent it a few weeks ago. so
library,
you could-
library directors everywhere are going, yes, we knew that.
Yeah, okay.
Like, this is something that we all monitor through the
Thanks.
years, so yes.
Inexperienced trustee, I panicked.
So that's one of the things I think.
We are
I'm like,
totally
oh, no.
fine,
A couple
Um,
of years, we prepaid a couple subscriptions,
yes.
Oh, in order to cover.
and just,
Yeah, 'cause you have
went
to
by,
have
we'll do it in June.
Yeah.
It was due in August, we just did it in June, and we did
Oh.
just to
Nice.
finish
But
off.
because, one of the reasons that we're a little bit over this year is because we added the Wonder Books and the the launch pads, which are very popular. Those things go out like crazy. But they are more expensive per unit, so that helped. That meant that we do not have to prepay some of the stuff. I didn't have to worry about it this year.
Good.
And for facilities, the only thing of note is that our new teen shelves are finally here.
Oh, really?
They got off the train.
Get delivered.
They were installed, and then the top piece, which is in wood, which matches the end caps on the
Yeah.
existing shelving, was installed
That's what I saw.
on Friday. It looks fabulous. We were very excited. We're like, look, there's room in the teen room. So
Did they deliver furniture too?
no,
Oh, I thought
no,
they had
because we
furniture.
needed to figure out how much the shelves were gonna cost before the shelves and the letters over the door.
Is it
So
the
now
letters
I
that were
know
installed Friday?
The letters,
Sorry.
no, the letters
The
have been there
letters
for
have been
quite a
there for a
while.
Okay,
But
What was
so now I know what the
installed Friday?
budget
Just the
is
The shelving that came in for
for,
the teen room.
okay.
I know what the budget is for the benches, so I have an email into Tucker Library Interiors too.
Facility question, way back when, and I'm dating myself obviously, we had a self-checkout unit in
Yes.
the library. And my recollection was that that became inoperable. And
Yep.
you had researched or had some people that you thought were gonna be able to bring that back to life. I haven't seen that operating.
We have not, partially because of the plexiglass around the circulation desk.
Okay.
Obviously, there's no way to put a self-checkout station behind the plexiglass.
Right.
And the consensus among the staff is that we like having the plexiglass there. We feel much better without people coughing on us all the time.
Okay, so
Does
we're-
the self-checkout have to be behind?
Well, I'm not sure where else we would put it. Like,
I don't know.
Well,
there isn't, it was on the end of the
Do
circulation
we have
desk.
something that would work if we have a
Not at this
location?
point, no.
We
do
don't
not
have something that
We
works.
do not have functional ones.
Okay,
They both died, terrible deaths.
so there's no resurrections possible?
No.
Does it
we
put
would-
any more work on the staff? I mean, is it really bothersome?
No,
So it's not
no,
like.
it's not it's not like it's suddenly doubling the amount of time that we're
Yeah.
all spending checking things out,
Okay.
so.
So the plexiglass that's in place, is the thought that that's gonna be there forever?
That's what the staff has expressed that they would like to see.
Really?
I can
Then it
understand your
should
point.
be.
You know,
I
bear,
I don't really care for the way it looks at all.
I don't like the
But
looks.
I understand how the staff feels.
Okay.
and-
you
I
know,
know,
there's,
just-
Yeah.
you know, with the number of people.
I think it's a good idea, not only for COVID or illness, but
Yeah.
if anybody's aggressive or whatever, there's that between them and you just don't know.
Yeah, maybe something we wanna upgrade for materials, so that stuff is pretty,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not.
it looked temporary.
It does.
Should
It
we
looks
put
very
something
much
more
like
classy?
But
temporary.
it is, I mean, it was for COVID.
It was, but now,
But now if we're
from
gonna
the
make it
sound of it, it
permanent,
looks
we
like
may
it's
wanna
gonna be permanent.
Build it
Change
in
it,
and make
yeah.
it
I think
look
something
right.
nice,
We
nicer
don't,
looking would be a
I'm
good
thinking
idea.
the main desk in Webster, they don't have any plexiglass, I don't believe.
No, some libraries do and some don't.
Don't.
They
Okay,
did
is there
in
any kind of
Webster.
a edict that's come down from above, or it's just the
No.
option, local
It's
option?
it's up to you whether you want it. But just like the town departments here have kept their plexiglass in the windows.
But theirs seems more permanent, like I like theirs here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because they have a
Part of-
frame,
framed.
they had a nice
Yeah,
frame.
maybe we could.
But part of
maybe
that
we
is
could
that it
put
was
in
going in
a,
a smaller
Exactly,
space. Part of
yeah.
the issue with ours is
So
they had
And
trouble
it's
even figuring out
freestanding,
how
and
to do
it's
it. Yeah.
we're a different story, yeah.
So we may wanna look at a design
Mhm.
for something.
Quite honestly, I would
Easier to
prefer
do
it
that.
not be there at all, never mind making it a permanent addition. But if need be, then certainly something that's a little better than what
Yeah.
appears to be very temporary.
Too temporary looking.
Well, that is about $6,000 worth of temporary.
I know, it
So-
wasn't cheap. I mean, the prices on that stuff went through the roof. I don't know whether it'd come down or not, but I don't know what any secondary market for it. We could
Nothing's
sell
come
it.
down,
Nothing's come
Richard,
down.
nothing. I don't think anything's going to come down.
Well, gas has come down just a wee
Oh.
bit.
3 cents.
Yeah.
Your bank account came down.
Yeah.
Your investments
Retirement
came
fund
down,
is
your
gone.
retirement fund came down significantly.
Yes, it did.
Any more for facility?
No,
So that's it?
not
Oh,
done
question, the sign, have we heard any news?
Well, I mean, they had said that it was going to take longer than, several months, so we're still looking at,
Another meeting
hopefully,
is
I mean.
Are we
By-
keeping a bug in their ear just?
Oh,
like
yeah,
you're still looking?
I talked to Joel, I just talked to him today, actually.
Okay.
What is this?
The
Oh, the sign
digital
out
sign that
Oh, the
has
vision,
not
yeah.
worked, so we ordered a new one. But they came in and said that the, one of the parts that they had to get from an alternate supplier was not meeting their specifications. So it is taking longer. I'm expecting end of August, maybe early September. That was based
it's
on
the
what they
same.
told us when they said that
Yeah,
there would be a
okay.
delay.
I just want to keep a bug in their ear so they're not forgetting that we really
No,
want this now.
I talked to Joel at Graphics Unlimited and asked him for updates, fairly regularly, and I actually just talked to him today.
Thank you.
so.
I think we had in mind at one point, we were gonna have a 10-year celebration. And then there was the pandemic,
Right.
obviously, so 10 years is obviously
I
gone by the
say-
boards. Is that some thought that we might want to, in conjunction with Crawford's Corner?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Bring
no,
that
we,
back
I
to
mean,
That, we could.
yeah, we'll do a
celebrate.
grand opening for
Yeah.
Crawford Corner,
Yeah.
hopefully next spring when the weather's
And
better.
anniversary
Yeah,
celebration,
you know.
and
Yep.
we can
'Cause
bring
July,
back some of the distinguished
summer is
visiting
a
guests
good
like
time
Pat
for
Coach and
that
some of those other
place,
folks.
and that was
Yeah.
kind of when we planned on it, that's when the library
Yeah.
opened, was July. So summer will be
Yeah.
a good time.
This is what it will be, 13th by then? Yeah.
Summer of 2023.
Lucky 13.
No.
Board members' comments and or observations. I would like to thank Lita for going above and beyond to get all those prizes. Like, amazing.
It's an
Amazing.
impressive collection of
Yes,
things.
it really is.
Yeah.
And any staff that helped with that, that was wonderful.
No, that was me and Lita getting those.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So,
Yep, thank you
And
very
even-
much.
and staff.
and staff, yes,
Yeah.
no, that was the two of us getting those.
Mhm. But that was my comment. Anyone else?
I would just, thank Mrs. Korch for her many, many years. I know at the end of the last meeting,
Yeah.
there were many accolades in her direction, and I would just like to add mine, and hopefully someday, things will be such that she can come back on the board. And I know we have an opening now. It might be a
Little
bit
too
too
fresh,
soon,
little
but
too fresh.
Yeah, I
certainly
think so.
Yeah.
someone to keep in mind in
Always.
future.
Yeah, it turns out it was 16 years, not 15, that she had served, so,
Oh, okay.
Yeoman's work.
yeah.
And thank you for your year.
Oh,
Yeah, this was great. That's
I'm
Yeah.
so happy.
busy going.
Smiling.
No, you're not
Yes,
done yet.
you don't know.
There's wine in your
You
future.
don't
You and
know.
I
Because
need
I
to-
already had conflicts for the 2 summer meetings, so.
We need to
It's good.
converse at a
Yeah.
later date and talk about some things.
Sure. So if that is all and there's no other comments, I will accept a motion.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
We're done.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Just a note on that Constitution Museum.
Oh, yeah.
Guy that